are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall. You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall.
Revelio.
Burada bir şey var ha.
Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak. That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both charms and defense
Abi ne
against the
kadar
dark
karanlık
arts
sanatı varsa
classes
getirin
today.
savun oğlum ben hayırdır.
And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
Bu ne?
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark
Nasıl?
Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who
Serbazın ne
aspire
olduğunu
to become
biliyorsunuz.
Aurors. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat
Professor
in
Hecat.
charge of our students' education in that regard.
Hogsmeade
You
galiba.
mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Alışveriş yeri.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Bira içmeyiz ya.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard and a talented teacher.
Eyvallah, teşekkürler.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
Hikayenin eşya arama ve kale uzun bir yolculuktan fazlası olduğu yönünde. Korkarım yok. Haber
I'm
veremem.
sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Amına koyduklarım. Benim eski büyü baktım.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said.
Söyleyeyim değil mi? Siktir.
Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in
Yukarıda bir
one
kahvelik
piece.
var ama bakacağız.
Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather
Yukarıda bir
unfortunately, it would
kahvelik var.
seem that
Söyledim.
it chose us.
Fesatlık, fitne
Very well.
fesatlık kokuyor be.
Enough chit-chat. I need to get to
Git.
class myself.
Git.
Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you baba, thank you. Haydi uza.
Good luck today.
Hadi git
And
konuşma ya.
remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned.
Ya,
And
bacım,
we'll
git
see if we
kurban
can't
olayım
get
ya.
you to Hogsmeade for
Hadi.
those supplies.
Hadi ya. Ne kahpe bir şeysin sen. Sonra şöyle bir Revelio.
Revelio.
Sıra bakayım.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today before you immersed
yeah.
yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
Yo, yalan söylemek bizim işimiz. Çok da hoşuma gitti.
I did my best, but
Hoşuma gitti. Yalan
I'm fairly
söylemek.
certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute
Yani
witch.
yalan söylemek
It was
benim
right
için
to keep the
çok
details to yourself for
güzel bir
now.
şey yani.
We
Deli
don't
yürek
know
olarak.
where this path we've embarked upon
Çok
will
hoşuma
lead.
gitti. Herkese yalan söyleyeceğim.
It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Anlaşıldı
Good.
babuş.
Now, as capable as you are, I believe
Lan
the
ne kadar
ability you
konuşuruz
possess
oğlum ya.
obliges
Sikeceğim.
you to
Film
be
izleyeyim.
well
Hadi
trained.
action.
Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley,
Hadi ya.
why
hadi.
don't I show you the
Domuzu.
clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Ne yapıyoruz? Takip edebilirsiniz. Tamam. Tamam basıyorum. Bir şeye bastım. Ha bu açık harita. Bu ana görevleri temsil ediyor. Ana görevleri olarak hikayelerde yeni özellikle hikayesi XP kazandırır. Devam et. Bazı görevler bir vs yeni kitlidir. Karanlık sanatlara karşı savunak ya. Action lazım ya.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies,
Ya
including
yeni bir
your
yer
own
sağlak ya.
one.
Yok mu
You'll
mürver
enjoy
mücver.
Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good
Ay ama
friend.
işte Ollivander burada
I shall
var.
reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket.
Git
For
bak,
now,
kırışık adam at.
focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your
Attention,
owls may
please.
hinge on the
Turkish
magic
Airlines
you are
flight
able to
number.
master within these walls.
Eyvallah dayı. Görüşürüz. Aç kapıyı aç. Ha. Aa böyle bir şey atıyor yoldan gideyim diyor. Vay. Çok iyi. Çok iyi. Selamünaleyküm. FPS yerlere düşüyor.
Is that all you've got?
Ula.
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull.
Abla kafa
It was a
taslandı.
token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it.
Abla kadayıf olmuş. Kurban olam ya.
Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember.
Levioso.
Levioso.
Levioso.
Vicdanın kara,
levitation
kalbin
charm.
taşsa,
Leviosa.
Vingardin Leviosa.
A surprised opponent is a weak opponent.
Tek
Care to
çare
defend
umut.
yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Yine bir şey öğrettiler bize ya. O buna şey ya neyse halledeceğiz. İkiye dak. Öğrendik. Vicdanın kabı kalbin taşsa.
Levioso.
Vingardin Leviosa.
Now, let's try something a little larger.
Bu neymiş ya? Üf. Hogwarts seçimlerinde ben de adayım. Vicdanın kaba kalbin taşsa,
Let us
Wingardium
begin
Leviosa.
with the basic cast.
Uf nasıl
See how the
kasıyor?
dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak opponent, as Master Pruitt so artfully helped me demonstrate earlier.
Nasıl açıyordum? Ananı. RB. Ha bası sucuk.
Levioso.
Good. Now, well done.
Uf işte bu. Çok şey yapıyor.
Very good.
FPS.
But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with
FPS
you two.
yerlerde.
Duelists, take your marks.
Fakir
Time for a proper
YouTuber.
Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
Şimdi senin o annene var ya. İzle, hazır mısınız beyler? Guardatone defarcado.
Nothing lucky about it.
Leviosa tamam mı?
I know.
Class, I hope you were paying attention.
Aa, yat.
That is
Yat
how
lan.
you cast
Gel hadi
Levioso.
gel sıra sende. Aha ne oldu? Kalk ayağa.
A perfectly executed Levioso.
Yat aşağı.
Let's
Yat.
just say I'm a quick learner.
Kerem Aktürkoğlu. Kerem Aktürkoğlu yat
for a
aşağı.
beginner. You give as good as you get.
Siktir git hadi. Hadi. Hadi. Hadi.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Gryffindor.
Gerçek
Thank you,
Gryffindor.
Professor Hackett.
Yat
Glad to
aşağı.
have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students.
Avucumu çıkar şunu.
They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you.
Godric Sallow mu?
Well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
Kim?
Nice work.
Konuşma. Sana ne diyorsun?
I enjoyed that.
Hoşuma
That
gitti.
duel was quite something.
Herkes bunu
Everyone will be
konuşuyor.
talking about it.
Yat
It
lan
was
aşağı.
certainly good practice.
Benim adım
Practice.
Deliyeç.
It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a
Ya
wand.
ne sanın
Then
kırırım.
again,
Oğlum benim adım Deli
perhaps
Yürek
this
lan.
wasn't your first duel.
Ya ilk düellomdu. Asla savaşta paylaşanı yeterince duel yaptım. Kendimi tuttuğum için şanslı say. Öyleydi ama savaşta kullanmadım. Aslında öyleydi. Belki bu konuda bir yeteneğim vardır. Abi bak şimdi. Şu an çok zorlanıyorum. Kahpe mi olayım? Kahpe olmayayım ya. Biraz medeni. Medeniyet. Kahpe olmadım ama medeniyet.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent.
Dediğin ya.
You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Nerede öyle ver bana. Kulağa ilginç geliyor.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent.
Aa, hoca arkanda.
Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break
hoca
the
arkada.
rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Hoca
Good.
arkada.
Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon.
Ananı
Perhaps
sikeyim,
somewhere
yakaladım.
unsanctioned. We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested.
Gel amına koyayım senin orada.
Till next time.
Hoca da arkada dinledi bizi. Açık açık da bu kadar dinlenmez anasını.
Revelio.
Döveliyor. Hoca selam.
If you know the right spells, it's dark wizards that'll fear you, not the other way around.
Bunu mu söyleyeceksin? Sustun, bu kadar mı? Altın varmış da bir cukka indirek ya. Yok mu bir cukka? Allah Allah. Burada bir cukka işareti var ama alt katta mı acaba? Neyse. Satılsın derse gidelim. Lanet gelsin. Cukkayı da alamadık. Ya bu sınıfı nereye koymuşlar? Ha? Tamam. Üst katta mı la? Bir kat daha açayım.
All that happened that day, I would.
Ne oldu lan?
That love is behind me. I promise. It was an accident.
Hayda. Ya nerede bu? Ah, götür beni ya.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit.
Selamünaleyküm. Yeni kitledik seviye ya. Ne yapacağız şimdi dersini? Başla. Selamünaleyküm. Ben geldim. Selamünaleyküm. Selamünaleyküm. Sallan selamlansanıza lan.
Behind you. There is an open seat here.
Aha karı. Gelen. Bölüm teşekkür ederim.
Hello, I am Nettie.
Vay
So
Nettie,
you
sana
are the new
kurban olan.
student.
Vay baba sana
Have you met
kurban olan
Professor
beni
Ronan
ciğercim
yet?
hemen.
Shall we begin?
Aa Hint.
Welcome to year 5 of charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your
Hintli büyücü
education
olur
on
ya.
the art of charm work.
Selamünaleyküm.
But I am
Selamünaleyküm.
confident
Harry
that we will
Potter.
take hold
Harry
with
Potter'la
the passion
beraber.
and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page
Benim Wingardium
517.
Leviosa.
But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the
Harbi,
incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study
It's
now.
too late.
My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need
Ben
of
burada anlatır
review.
geçerim arkadaşlar. Ben
Everyone get
anlatır
into
geçerim.
pairs
Ben
and take
maaşımı alıyorum her
positions
türlü.
on
Önemli olan
opposite
sizin
sides of the
anlamanız.
classroom.
Ben
Now let's
maaşımı
put
alıyorum
those
zaten ya.
textbooks to use as the blunt objects
Tamam,
you so
anlatıp
believe
geçerim.
they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Gene ne yaptırıyorlar bana ya Allah'ım. Aşıyor. He. Açıyor. Amına ki. Amına ki. Aşıyor'yu da öğrendik. Ne yapacağız şimdi? Bunu sanki.
Accio!
Oha. Ver onu bana.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see
Fazla.
a
Oğlum
lot of
ben deli
potential,
yüreğim.
but
Tabii ki
remember,
fazla potansiyel göreceksin.
potential
Ben
is
buralara
nothing without
tırnaklarımla
practice.
kazıya geldim.
Keep at
Eski
it.
büyüyü görüyorum lan ben.
You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that.
That's
Well,
enough
as you
of
all
that.
seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
After me. After me. Atla şunu amına ki. Tamam gel düelloya gidelim ya. Düello.
I've always found that fun.
Geç bunlar. Anlatma bir şeyler. Geç.
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm. That's it! Now, think of this like gobstones. Excellent control there. Very good. Don't lose your composure.
Birine getiremedik ya.
Very good. Points to Gryffindor. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? You'll be the Blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Deli vs Natsa'ya.
Let us see this.
Bu mu? Buraya adam çıktı.
There we go.
Accio.
Ya.
Not to worry.
Here we go.
Bırakmak lazımmış. Ben de çekiyorum geliyor ya. Yenilmek istemiyorum.
Phew.
Erken bıraktım. Yeniliyorum.
Be sharp.
Yapardım ben bunu 50-50 ya.
That is how it's done.
Accio.
Dur. Hadi.
You almost had it.
Kaybettik. Kaybettik.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
Şöyle. Ne yapacaksın? Bana kazandırmak için şey mi yapacaksın?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
Herkes şiveli mi?
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Watch this.
Bu kız çok iyi ya.
Yes!
Accio.
Dur burada. Çok iyi.
That's it.
Çok iyi.
Here we go.
Kaldı. Çok iyi. Yine 40'a geldi ya. Allah.
Phew. Brilliant. Let us see this.
At onu.
There we go.
Delinin sırası. Deli geliyor deli. Ben geçiyor. Ben bu geliyor.
Do not think I will start going easy on you now.
Geliyor. Çok hızlı.
Happens to the best of us.
Çok kötü oldu ya.
Very good, both of you. Well done.
Kaybettik. Böyle olmaz. Bu kadar olmaz.
Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Bir bahçeye götürdü. Ne yaptı? Işınladı.
Well done back there. You took the loss in stride. Didn't want to go too easy on you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to
Sonra bir
get
de öyle geçiyoruz.
anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Ouagadougou just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here.
Uganda'da bir
Before I
şeyler
knew
var.
it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Is
Actually,
Ouagadougou much
konuşmak
bigger than
zorundayız.
Hogwarts?
Ouagadougou School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
Neye benziyor?
Is Ouagadougou a
Yarrağın nesi?
castle like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Ouagadougou uses one.
You can cast spells without a wand.
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Ouagadougou, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better
Daha
not
fazla
keep him
birileri
waiting.
konuşmasın benim.
Until
Savaş.
next time.
Of course.
A
You
word,
can use
if you
magic on
would.
humans, if you're so inclined.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? Miss Onai is a talented witch. Take it in stride. One often gains the most from the battles one has lost.
Of course, Professor. It was a challenging match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Ne oldu şimdi biz? Ne yaptık?
Revelio.
Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
Ya ne diyorsun orada?
Hello. You wanted to speak to me?
Samantha Dale. I've been eager to meet you. You're the student everyone's been whispering about. Hope your first day's going well. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
Yakında, çok yakına geliyor. Çok nazikçe.
I've been
Ya
fortunate.
çok
Beginner's luck.
konuşuyorlar benimle ya.
My
Bu kadar
brother
da
William
konuşmayın
would tell
ya.
you not to be so
Arkadaşlar.
humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
Orası bir çocuğu. Abi o kadar büyücü sözü insan bir şey koyar yani. Asansör. Ha. Dur bu hafizi ne diyor da?
Professor Black.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
Altın varmış burada, bir cukka meselesi var ya.
Revelio.
Cukka meselesi var burada, bir cukka nerede bu? Allah Allah. Biçim değiştirme sınıfına gittik, bakalım ne yapacağız.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Oh,
Ta keser
excuse
bu arada.
Deke.
Ah, there you are. I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit before you arrived. I'd wager there's a good deal
Ayakkabılar
more to
Alman
your
ya.
travels here than what you've told me. Isn't there?
Ya sorgulayıp durma ya. Yok abi, hiçbir
Nothing
şey
more,
yok ya.
Professor.
Kara ne
I
gıcıksın.
see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In
Her
that
şey soruluyor.
regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to
Aynı
assign your
kalsana.
first one. Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your
Ollivander bana
classes
iyi
well with a
sıvırıyor.
borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your own wand to be far superior.
Direkt yeni bir asalak ya. Dur sorma.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
Karıyla gideriz ya ha. Sebo'yla gidelim ya, Sebo.
I'd like to go with Sebastian.
Glad to hear it. Mr. Sallow is a capable young wizard, and he knows the area. He'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Getirsin Victor'u, hayırdır
A
ya.
rather unsavory local. Best to avoid him and his associates, including his right hand of sorts, Theophilus Harlow, if you can.
Gelsin, hayır. Ben
Once you've
onu
finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle doors. No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.
İlla bira içtireceksin bize, kahpe karı ya. Allah ya. Onlar beni göreve.
Ah, there you are.
Ne diyorsun ona?
You have a new spell to teach me, Professor.
Indeed I do, and an exceedingly useful one at that. The mending charm, Reparo.
Aha, sanayi,
Fixes things
sanayi
right
büyüsü.
up, makes a broken object good as new in the blink of an eye.
It seems as if that might come in handy.
More frequently than one would imagine. As Professor Weasley mentioned, I am not the only one who will be teaching you spells outside of class in an effort to catch you up with your peers. A number of your professors have agreed to do so as well, but first, each shall ask that you complete a few preliminary tasks to hone your magic. I have arranged some for today. See them through and then report back to me. We will have you casting Reparo in no time.
Görevlerin amacı ne
Why
gerçekten?
must I first complete tasks to learn Reparo?
No lesson or lecture can compare to first-hand experience, and these tasks should provide you with just that. Such experience is invaluable when mastering any new bit of magic.
Ver görev
I'll
ver.
start on the task right away, Professor. This is the right area. I wonder where the flying page is.
Şans sayfa ya.
Got it.
Hayırdır oğlum.
A flying page must be around here somewhere.
Uçan sayfa, uçan sayfa.
If only a new student were to help me with my sad predicament.
Bana da büyü öğret şimdi bana.
I trust the preliminary
I completed the assignments,
Hadi.
Professor.
Marvelous. You clearly know your way around basic charms. Let us give the old mending charm a try then, shall we? Remember
Shall we?
to be deliberate in your enunciation and
Sen
movements.
telaffuzun
I
olursa
want to
benimki
see
de her
some
türlü
vigor.
olur.
Now, wand at the ready.
Yes, sir.
Baru.
Remember, your wand is a conduit of your magic.
Wingardium Leviosa. Öğrendim.
That's it. Very good. If you would like to practice mending something, have a go with that broken statue in the alcove by the water.
Oyun
Allegedly
oynarım,
symbolized
mat oyuncaklarım, hayal kurarım. Olur arkadaşlarım, soru sorarım. Hemen cevap ararım, macerama katılın, sizlerle tanışalım. Benim adım Yade, Yade, Yade. Gezerim hep Matile, Matile, Matile. Hayal dünyam burası, sorulardan sonrası. Hep bir olup el ele, çözmenin tam sırası. Çözmenin tam sırası. Çözmenin tam sırası.